So I wanted to start with a little mashal, like they say. So we were walking on there's people that walk on dark paths. They walk, they don't see any light. They walk, until they finally see at far end, they see a light. A light that appears far, but they keep going closer and they appear, the light keeps getting bigger, keeps growing. And it's starting to change them, they feel something, they feel hopeful. And I think we're here with one of the best examples of that. Yaakov, you light people's day with your music. You make yourself humble and you light other people. It's amazing. You've done it for a lot of years already, giving chizuk, it's really like, people do it for entertainment, but you do it for something bigger, really. And it's a pleasure to have you. I actually met you like 7 years ago in a concert in Boca Raton. I'll show you the picture later. I remember you singing "We Are a Miracle." It's really it's a pleasure to hear you sing, and we say it in school too. We listen to you in Onig Shabbat. Baruch Hashem, it's Shabbos. We do a little Onig before we leave, and we feel there's something there. We feel that Hashem gave you the biggest gift, and that gift is music and Torah. It's a pleasure to have you, really.
David, it's I got to tell you, when I first of all, thank you for that. I do look at it as really a shlichut. So, Hashem sent me to the world to do. Everybody has their path and their way to feel, what they have to do, and of course, making this world a better place. And the reason why I have this beard now is because there was no kabod zelazeh, and there was no. Unfortunately, the sinat chinam is still a destruction, and we have to remind ourselves sometimes, why the Shekhinah is not with us, the way it's supposed to be. But in terms of the world, in terms of everything that we are, even in the Jewish world, it's important to know that music also was sent down for a certain reason, to lift people up 100%. And to send certain messages, and to understand that music has a way of really uniting many different types of people. And I see it for many, many years that, when you talk politics or these people, try to talk, these people don't want to listen to that. It's why? Because that creates divisiveness. When music is played and there's a song being played, everybody closes their eyes and they feel unified and they feel like brothers and sisters. It's because Hashem sent that. And it's not, like you said, it's not just entertainment. It's a way of really, I'm putting out, God willing, I'm working on right now an EP. I just decided a month ago, that I wanted to do an EP of English songs. Why? Because I just felt a certain energy in a certain way. People ask me all the time, like, how do you know what to do? Well, I don't know what to do. Hashem sends certain messages to me through different people. Oh, I want this type. Oh, I want it. So you know what? This is what I feel to do right now. I just did a whole Shabbat thing. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm facilitating it. And everybody has their way of just, sending that message across to the world.
It's amazing. It's really like we see it, and in these times we need it the most. We need it. There's music lifts it up. Like you said it the other day. I was looking, and you said it. Why in the Megillat Esther there's no music in it? Because music leads to teshuvah. Music leads to clarity, and Achashverosh obviously didn't want people to hear music, and the Gaon Mivilna says that if it weren't for Torah, it would be music to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And really, you're an example of that. Torah-wise, music-wise, everything-wise, just your presence. You have Shekhinah, Baruch Hashem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, here as teenagers, we feel very overwhelmed. We feel that here in school we have sports, we have basketball, but we also have like student council, like leadership, we do this. We want to do everything. We want to do this, we want to do that. We want to be the stars of the school. And sometimes it's very overwhelming. I was gonna ask you, how do you do it? Like you study Torah, you sing, you have to be with your family. How do you do it all? And what makes you keep pushing? Like when you wake up, what do you say to yourself so you can get up, keep pushing, be strong?
Well, first of all, when I get up in the morning, I don't always succeed in really understanding the depths, because when you wake up, you're like trying to just, get your neshama back and trying to just, wake up my boys or wake up my children or this, but I try to realize that the first things you say and when you wake up is, first of all, you don't really grammatically, I think they say this, if I didn't say that, you should say ani modeh. But you don't start off with the word ani. You start off with the word modeh. They didn't want you to start with the first word People say, oh, well, the first thing I do is check my emails. No. First thing you do is modeh. Modeh is like to thank. Thanking is Yehudi. It's who we are as a people. So it's important to understand that modeh is I start off thanking Hashem, and I realize that it says B'chemla rabba emunatecha. Emunatecha is, they ask, what do you mean? That's an extra word. Why do you have to say emunatecha? No. Rabba emunatecha is his faith in us. Meaning I try to think that he has faith in me. He gave my neshama back. So I'm going to be able to accomplish whatever he wants me to accomplish. I'm going to try my best. And obviously trying your best really means to really try. Some days are, every day you look, at night you try to, every day is a challenge. Every day is something but if you use simcha and you use happiness to fuel you, Hashem said, like we said, music and happiness, and hey, I'm going to create this song today. I'm going to go to the studio. Hey, I'm going to do this today. And sometimes even by learning in the kollel, which is 2 minutes away from my house, having the zechut to go and learn every day, it's an accomplishment. So you have to look at every step, and is that it's one step at a time. And that's why Yaakov Avinu dreamt of a ladder, because he took it one step at a time. Malachim, it says olim v'yordim bo. Right?
Yeah.
They go up and they come down. What goes up must come down. So you have to understand that life is that way, and you have to continue to do it one step at a time.
When you're recording a song, what usually comes first? The message, the melody, or the emotion? And can you give an example where you really felt spiritually recording, literally in the studio, that you felt really connected to that song? Obviously, you connect to all the songs, but what's one song that you really connected to?
Well, first of all, again, I always say this. If I put out a song, any song that I put out, I'm very connected to, because I will never put out a song that doesn't, there's a lot of times people send me a song and I happen to love the song, but I'm not connected to the message. So I don't take the song because I don't feel it's for me. If I'm not connected to the message, I don't put it out. Now I told you I'm working on a short EP of 4 or 5 English songs. I hope to come out after Shavuot, B'ezrat Hashem. I was very, very connected. Even the other day, 2 days ago, I was in the studio recording it. It's about Jewish pride. It's about being proud of us being a Jew, and it's some of the songs talking about my personal family. My mother was born in the DP camps, and I felt the message really resonating as I'm singing the song. I'm like, wow. And there was another song called Thank You. Thank you said Modani. There's another song called Thanking Hashem for my soul, thanking Hashem for my life, thanking Hashem for the sun. And those things, I was really singing it, and I felt like I always feel when I start the song, I can't thank Hashem enough for giving me a job that I truly, truly believe that there's no greater job than that. Singing in a studio, and then many, many thousands hearing it, and really getting, like you and many kids that I see. And I try to do different things. I try to do music from my past, Shabbat, music for that I feel are for the kids today, and music that resonates with all different ages, which is hard to do sometimes because that's the challenge. There's so many different types of Jews. There's Israeli music, there is Sephardic music, there is Hasidic, there is today, Baruch Hashem, thank God I've been doing it for a while, and I realized that everybody likes, everything. So I try to cover everything. But I always pray to Hashem to give me the siyata d'shmaya, to do the right thing and to have the song that really resonates with the right people. And people should really, the greatest nachat that I have, David, is when somebody comes over to me and said, you just triggered me to be me. You triggered me to be a better Jew. You triggered me. I get that all the time from people. Shabbat now, everywhere I go, David, Baruch Hashem, I hear about this Shabbat project. We put out a book also with Art Scroll called The Music of Shabbos, where I wrote it with Sruli Besser. And we went, this took it was 2 years and change. I did it with Donnie Gross and Sruli Besser and Art Scroll. And it was a real collaboration with a lot of different thoughts. And for people to come over and really give compliments to the book, to the music, it's not just a compliment, it's not a personal compliment, but it's something that I feel if it's Hashem is sending you shlichim, that really the project is successful, because you see people really resonating with Shabbat and trying to keep Shabbat more and trying to sing more and
Yeah.
trying to,
Wow.
that's the avodah.
I don't know if you know Rabbi Moshe Ajmi. You probably know him from Safra. He told me that you spoke amazing. You really spoke amazing, and I see it when you take your time to tell a person this was amazing. It uplifts your day. You know it's good, but when someone comes, takes his time, it's really like a different perspective.
I always tell people that people tell me that, oh, you must be sick and tired of hearing, I said, no, I'm not, because every person is a neshama, and every person is many generations of children. And if somebody tells me that something resonates with them, it's not just a personal compliment. I feel like Hashem is sending them to tell me that we're on the right path. So it's much deeper than that.
When you sing, when you're in the stage, when you're in the studio, what message do you hope people take from your music?
I always say this, when there's even, let's say, thousands of people or even hundreds of people, wherever I am, every person should take what he needs or she needs for what, that moment in their life. I hear the stories all the time. Oh, I heard exactly the song I needed to hear. And meanwhile, it was a song that I wasn't planning to sing. And I threw it in last minute. And it happens to be that that's the song that a person... So Hashem always sends me, a person should take out from the evening. If people come out from concerts or dinners and they feel closer to Hashem, they feel closer to... and happier people and better people, that's what Jewish music is all about. Jewish music is not, like you said before, entertainment of, wow, what a stage, what lighting, what's, I always say this, what's the big deal if Coca-Cola gave you $1 billion for the Super Bowl, and you spend, $500 million on lighting and this and that, so it was wow. People, that's not impressive to me. What's impressive is that if you take just a simple band, and if you take these simple songs and you actually feel it in your neshama, and it goes into another person's neshama, to me that's a lot harder and a lot more everlasting. To me it's we have to realize that Jewish music is here for generations. Look, we're supposed to do Pirkei Avot now, right? We're supposed to talk about tradition of Torah, right? It starts off Moshe קיבל תורה בסיני, ומסרה ליהושע, right? Yehoshua לזקנים, and it's a tradition. And if we're able to uphold the tradition and continue to give it to the next generation, and continue that's how Pirkei Avot starts, because that's our job, is to be able to be good examples. We have to bring light to the world. We have to be the greatest shliach, like you're doing. David, you take your time. You're asking me to do a Zoom. Why are you doing that? Because you feel that your age group and the people that you can bring a little more light to the world. You can bring a little more, happiness. You can bring joy. You can bring more yahadut. That's very special of you, David. That to me shows, and that's why I accepted this Zoom today, because I felt you were doing it for the right reasons. You wanted to just bring more light to the world, to the people, to this. To me, that's what Jewish, and I don't. A lot of people think that, Jewish music, it's there's billions of people out there, and it's more impressive to be in the biggest stages. And thank God, Baruch Hashem, I was on pretty big stages. And to me, it's not about that. It's about really reaching the depths of every Jew and understanding that what you're doing in life is something that can really change someone. And if you can change one neshama, you can change the whole world.
Wow. I always get bothered because some people, I always say everyone has spiritualism inside. It's just covered by dust. In school, we dance a lot. And sometimes I see people that don't like to dance. It bothers me for the right reason, because I know they're capable. I know, but they're scared of what other people are going to think. And I think that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is what the surroundings think about you, which is not the right thing. Just dance. Just you. That's what you want in life. That's what you want. Don't listen to the outside. Focus on yourselves. And I live by that every day, and it's really changed me since 10th grade, since I came into a Jewish school. Thank God. It changed me, because if you care what other people are gonna say, then you're destroyed. Like you can't.
David, you're 100% right. There's a great balance of everything. You have to care. In Judaism, you have to care a little bit, because you can't do things that be an example for for certain things. But then you don't have to. There's a balance of really. That's why I did the song years ago called "I Can Be." I can be stronger, because I saw that there's lack of confidence of who I am. I think that to me, that's one of the greatest problems I feel in our generation is that there's no confidence of how great you are. And if you don't feel, and there's a lot of, and with social media, it got a lot worse, because everybody thinks when they look at a social media that this person has the best life and this and that, and who am I, and I can't do that, and it puts down a lot of people. And to me, it's one of the greatest challenges that we have in our generation is this social media that really is killing the generation. And to me, it's something that, I even tell my son. I have a son. How old are you, David?
Me, 17.
So he's 16, and it's the same thing I tell him, and I tell my 20-year-old son also, and even my bar mitzvah son, that you guys have to really believe in yourself, that you are great in your own way. Don't try to be anybody else but you. And everybody, there's somebody was telling me that there's a song out, I want to be him, I want to be him. It's not about being anyone else. It's really about looking and trying to take inspiration. Yes, you take inspiration from many different, I had, Baruch Hashem, unbelievable teachers and Rebbeim, and to this day, Rabbi Diamond in the Kollel, and my Rebbe Reb Shaya Cohen and Rabbi Schaefer from the Shmuz. And I think about all the great Rebbeim that I had, and I try to take all the inspiration and really be myself, not be like them. Because if I'm not going to be myself, who's going to be me? It's very, very important to know how great you are. And listen, David, a lot of people are not going to dance right away, but if you can continue to show them how great they are in a loving way, and how positive it is and some people are more shy by nature, but it's important to keep bringing light, to tell them how important the confidence is and how great they are.
Little by little, you get closer to them. You talk to them, and it's really, we have a kollel, I don't know, Magen David, from Monday to Thursday. And I got with a group in school, and I said to them, let's go every Monday, let's go study. So Baruch Hashem, they come every Monday. We study with a rabbi, obviously, but they're connecting, and they're realizing that this is emet, Torah is emet, and it's really our lives. It's the way of life, like I always say. It's very amazing. It's
very important what you're doing, David, because the culture of the youth has to come from a truthful. Thank God I'm in the next stage of life already, Baruch Hashem. I'm a grandfather already.
Wow.
And thank you. So it's something that I still talk to the youth a lot. I still play ball. Like today, I'm going to play tennis with my son Natan, and I still go and I try to always engage and see what's going on in the youth. But it's important that people like you, that are lit up to the Torah and the way it is to bring it down to today, and it's important that they see you doing such things.
I think I found what I was sent for. I was sent to inspire, be the light. As I always learn when I read Chumash, everything Moshe brought himself down for Aaron to be the light, even though Moshe was the biggest tzaddik of that time. But he brought himself down so Aaron can be the light. And I got sent for this, to lower myself down and light up others. And I think that's what you do too. You lower yourself down, you sing to Hashem, but you really light and inspire and fire people. It's amazing. I was gonna ask you about fame. Fame, I think it's being really famous or celebrity or being well known. Has its pros and cons, obviously. And I think it's a little bit overwhelming having fame, pictures, this, that. How do you stay grounded in this and hold your identity?
I would say to the word fame is really, Goyim have this thing called the Hall of Fame. And our Hall of Fame is really Olam Haba. It's not about being famous here. If you go into certain things in Judaism to try to be famous, it's the opposite of what we're supposed to be. So you don't go into the music business or anything to be famous, because that, first of all, we look at fame as being it's a big responsibility. It's not something that you realize that you have a big responsibility if people know you, no matter what you do, because they look at you as an example. And to me, I do take it as it's over the years you learn and learn. Obviously, you keep learning, and you realize that it's a big responsibility to do that. So it's not about, we believe if there is one guy there, if there's a room of one person, one neshama, I told you, is like a whole world. And if you have to sing for 5 people like you sing for 5,000 people. It's not about, quantity and people recognizing you in this world, because human beings are not recognizing you for who you really are sometimes. They recognize you because what you could do for them. So you have to understand that, and it's not a negative, that's just the way it is. If you can sing, if you didn't sing that note great, or that song didn't, or you weren't feeling good and you canceled the concert, I don't know how much, so it's about being real and understanding that you're connecting to Hashem, and you're trying to bring a lot more than just fame. I'm not sure, the Goyim make a big thing about the Hall of Fame. It's huge. Like if somebody gets into the Hall of Fame, if you think about it, to me, it's absolute nonsense, because what is fame? What is fame? Could be shame. You have to be able. Yes, if you've done something spectacular in the world and you took your fame, like some of these guys took their fame and really made a difference with it, then you should go into the Hall of Fame. But just because the fame itself is nonsense. It's about what you did with it. To me, is really what matters.
I think if you would ask a teenager, like me, and I thought fame was like fame. You're known for something, so you get fame back. Meaning you feel important. So how do you think we can change that perspective for us, even for me, for teenagers? So when that time comes and B'ezrat Hashem we become Gadol Hador, or business, good, like successful business.
First of all, it's very important, David. It's very important to know that you're not doing it to be famous Gadol Hador. To be a tzaddik is usually, that says Lamed Vav Tzaddikim, we're hidden. To us, my Rosh Kollel doesn't give berachot for people to be Gadol Hador. He doesn't do that, because that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a tzaddik between us and Hashem. And if nobody knows me, it's even better, by the way. It would be much better if nobody knew me, because it's much easier. So it's a big responsibility, like I say, and people should know, the youth should know, that I'm not sure why the Goyim, always trying to be famous in this. If you look at the history of the famous people of the Goyim, most were not successful people. A lot of them in shame, a lot of them in suicide, and yet the whole world still wants to be famous. So obviously they're not thinking deep into it. They're just wanting to be, I got to be noticed. And then when they start being noticed, they realize how hard it is. Wherever they go, there's a microphone. Wherever you go, there's a picture. Wherever you go, this and that. It's a lot harder life. And I'm not sure why they're all vying to be this famous, how great it is. Yes, the people who use it correctly, the people that go into hospitals and people, that's something that you can use it. But it's a responsibility, and it's something that we're not trying to do. We're trying to be a good Jew, an Eved Hashem, that Shiviti Hashem Linegdi Tamid. And I am somebody who's wanting to bring light and wanting to be a good, servant of Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. I'm seeing the time and we have less than a minute. But I was going to ask you, if you would have to send a note to the past, to the young Yaakov Shweki, what would you send him? And if you can answer in like 15, 20 seconds.
I mean, if I would just send him that he should really, really continue to pray, that he has Siyata Dishmaya to bring the right messages to the people, and to continue to uplift and try to work on himself. In order for me to be anybody else, I have to work on myself to be a better person, and to continue to try to bring light and to bring happiness and joy to the Jewish people.